kind of resonated with me what you talked about the AESO, right? I did spend a lot of time with AESO back in the days 2008 to 2020 or so, so about 12 years.
Yeah.
And that was my, although I've been working with utilities throughout my career, just to get that 360-degree view,
Yes.
that was the AESO, right?
Yeah.
And a deeper appreciation for what the system controllers do.
Yeah.
You got like some of the most brilliant minds in the power industry. People don't realize that. Everybody thinks it's out Silicon Valley and developing new pieces of software and LLM models and things of that sort. That's talent. That's brilliance. But there is a lot of brilliance within the system control center or
Yeah.
within system planning group or wherever. Right, the work that they do is amazing, and usually with the tools that they do it, right? Like it's not the most fascinating, most advanced all the time, but they
No.
make it work. And every decision is a split second decision, right? Like you gotta react to the real time conditions of the grid. So I have a tremendous amount of respect for that.
System controllers and the system operations engineers, these are the unsung heroes, the unsung heroes of the power business, right? Like these are the people that 24/7 are sitting in a dark room with giant screens on the wall, watching
Yeah,
frequency and voltage constantly. And as you said, making split-second decisions. And sure, the tools are relatively sophisticated, but there is so much judgment and experience
correct.
and knowledge required to make those decisions. And, I think that's who you should be interviewing next here on this podcast is yes, because I think the public would do well to hear more from our system controllers because they're the ones on the front lines of this energy transition. And, I think it would be interesting for people to hear their perspective because this has created challenges for them that they've never seen before, right? It's really pushing their knowledge and their skills to the limit some days just to keep the lights on while we're blissfully unaware in our houses, surfing cat videos. You've got a group of people that are, they're doing all they can to keep this system off the ragged edge on some days. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
have utmost respect for the system controllers and the people who run operations for the power systems because they're the ones that we rely on and they're the ones that nobody ever sees, right? They're hidden in dark rooms and nobody knows what they do, but these are the real heroes of the power system.
Absolutely. I do have it in my list of next set of interviews. I just need to line up the right person and get all the permission to do it because they
Yeah,
can't just
yeah.
come through and talk about it, right? They have to be a little more controlled that
You
way.
got to get a retired one.
Yeah, that's a good idea. The other group that I want to really interview is somebody who spent their career in field services, right? Like
Yeah,
just maintaining lines.
yeah,
That's also, it's a lot of hard work we don't necessarily understand
yeah.
because they're out there when the
Every
snow
day.
is sideways, when there's power lines going down, then there's raining cats and dogs, and they're maintaining it such that we all of us are comfortable sitting in our homes, right? So a
Exactly.
lot of respect for that group too.
I mean, that's, the days when we don't want to go outside, when it's too cold, when it's too wet, they're the ones that are out there, on a pole in a bucket and doing the hard work of keeping our lights on and keeping us warm and dry, right? So, yeah, that's another. The power system has so many people that are uncelebrated, I'd say.
Yeah.
And, the only people that the public sees are people like me in management positions, but we're not the ones that really are doing the hardest work, right? That's happening on the
Yeah.
front lines in control rooms, in buckets, in trucks.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I want to do this, right? It's about bringing those stories to light. So